My name is Michael, and I'm a 35-year-old software engineer living in Seattle. Until last summer, I believed my family loved me, even if they often overlooked me. Growing up in Portland, I was the dependable older brother, always fixing things, literally and figuratively, while my younger brother Ethan soaked up the spotlight. He was the charming one, the musician who could do no wrong. I thought I'd made peace with it. But last July, a single email shattered that illusion and set me on a path to uncover a betrayal I never saw coming. It started with an email from my dad. "Michael, we're postponing the family reunion in Cannon Beach. Aunt Linda passed away, and we're all too heartbroken. Let's reschedule for fall." I was gutted, not just about Aunt Linda, who I barely knew, but about missing the annual reunion, the one event where I felt connected to my sprawling family. I replied with condolences and offered to help with anything they needed. No response. That was fine. Grief is messy, I told myself. I spent the weekend alone in my apartment, coding to distract myself from the quiet. On Sunday, I opened Facebook, and my world tilted. There was Ethan's post. "Best family weekend ever at Cannon Beach. Sun, surf, and love." Family vibes. The photos showed my parents, cousins, aunts, uncles, everyone, laughing on the beach, clinking margarita glasses, playing volleyball. The skies were clear, the mood festive. No funeral, no grief. They'd lied to keep me away. My hands trembled as I scrolled. There was Mom tossing a frisbee, Dad grilling burgers, Ethan strumming his guitar by a bonfire. I recognized the beach house we always rented for reunions. They'd gone without me, deliberately excluding me while feeding me a fake story about a death. I felt like I'd been punched. How many other times had they done this? The canceled camping trips, the small dinners I wasn't invited to, had they all been lies? The next morning, my phone buzzed. It was Mom, her voice syrupy. "Hey, sweetie, hope you had a nice weekend. We're all still reeling from Linda's passing." I gripped the phone, my anger boiling. "Really? Because Ethan's Facebook post shows you all having a blast at the reunion." Silence. Then she stammered, "Oh, well, it was a last-minute thing. We didn't want to bother you with your busy job." Busy? I'd taken the weekend off specifically for the reunion. "Don't lie, Mom," I said. "You didn't want me there. Why?" She sighed. "You're always so serious, Michael. You make things awkward. Ethan wanted it to be fun." That was it. The truth. I was the boring one, not worth including. I'd spent my life trying to be the good son. When Dad's business failed, I worked overtime to help with their bills. When Ethan crashed his car, I paid for the repairs. Yet Ethan, who spent his days busking and his nights partying, was the golden child. I remembered the time I drove 6 hours to help Mom move after a flood, only for her to praise Ethan for sending a thoughtful card. I'd swallowed it all, believing family was worth it. But this was unforgivable. I hung up, my mind racing. Then I remembered something. Years ago, Dad had asked me to sign a power of attorney for estate planning. Trusting him, I'd complied without question. Now, suspicion gnawed at me. I contacted a friend, Lisa, a financial advisor who'd once worked with my parents. Over coffee in Bellevue, she looked uneasy. "Michael, I didn't want to get involved, but since you're asking..." She handed me a folder. Inside were documents showing Dad had used my power of attorney to transfer a trust fund, set up by my late grandfather for me, to Ethan I.S. name. Nearly $200,000, meant for my future, had funded Ethan's music tours and studio rentals. My parents had known and approved, claiming it was for the family's benefit. The betrayal cut deeper than the reunion lie. They'd stolen my future while I'd been bailing them out. Lisa confirmed it was illegal, breach of fiduciary duty. I hired a lawyer, Karen, who specialized in financial fraud. "We can recover the money and press charges," she said. I gave my family one chance to make it right. I invited them to my apartment, laying out 3 folders with evidence of their theft. Return the money and admit what you did, or I go to the police, I told them. Dad scoffed. You're blowing this out of proportion. Ethan smirked. You're just jealous I'm living my dream. Mom pleaded. Think of the family's reputation. I gave them 24 hours. They didn't comply, instead spreading lies that I was unstable. So I filed charges. The police seized Ethan's studio equipment, bought with my money. Dad's business accounts were frozen. Mom's socialite image collapsed as the story hit local news in Portland. The family group chat went silent. A year later, I'm in a new condo in Tacoma, watching the Puget Sound. The lawsuit recovered most of my trust fund, and my parents and Ethan took plea deals, paying restitution. I've built a new circle, friends who value me, not my wallet. As I sip coffee, a text from Lisa arrives with an old photo of me and Grandpa coding together. He'd be proud, she writes. He'd left me that trust to secure my dreams. And, though it took years, I'd honored him by reclaiming my worth. Revenge wasn't the goal. Freedom was.